What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to be bringing you undrafted free agency signings, headlines, and we're going to go in depth on it a little bit. So I hope you enjoy it. So there were actually some very talented undrafted free agents, undrafted rookies this year in the draft. It was kind of mind-boggling. You got people like Shane Scove, middle linebacker at Stanford, going undrafted. A lot of people had him on the 3rd to 4th round range, so that's a steal. Also, we got another middle linebacker, inside linebacker, Max Bullough, from Michigan State. He had some off the field injury issues. He wasn't invited to the combine. He missed out on the Rose Bowl for off the field issues and stuff like that. But his talent is undeniable. He's a fourth to 5th round pick in last year's draft for sure. And if he didn't have off-field issues, he'd been a 4th to 5th round pick in this year's draft. So Houston Texans snatching him up was big. Oh yeah, Christian Jones, outside linebacker out of Florida State, going to the Bears. Wow, you talk about steal. The Bears needed some linebacker help. Christian Jones, I don't know if he's not gonna start right away, but he's gonna come in. He's gonna develop. And another guy with some off-the-field issues that honestly shouldn't have fallen if you're evaluating skill. He's a second to 4th round pick, around that range. He's talented. He's extremely talented. Let's take a look over here at the list again. Oh yeah, Teeny Antonio Richardson going to the Vikings, an offensive tackle out of Tennessee. He's big. He's big. His nickname is kind of funny. It's ironic. He's 6'8", 6'9", around that range. He's a talented guard, or not a talented tackle. A lot of people had him in the 2nd round projected. It's kind of surprising that he fell as well. I know he had some injury issues, and I don't know about off the field. I think it was just a lot of injury issues with his knees. I know his knees have been banged up a little bit while at Tennessee, so I think that's why he fell. And then 6'6", Brandon Coleman, wide receiver out of Rutgers, going to the Saints. When you have Drew Brees throwing you the ball, he's going to come in and be like the 4th wide receiver on that team, and they also acquired Brandon Cooks in the draft. That's going to factor in. But this is a team that stole Marcus Colston a while back, developed him. Lance Moore, they stole him. Robert Meacham. These guys develop undrafted free agents. So I would watch out for, Brandon Coleman. I think he's going to be on the rise. Another player is cornerback Luchez Purifoy out of Florida, going to the Indianapolis Colts. Another guy, 3rd to 4th round range projected, who fell because of off the field issues. Same with his teammate Marcus Roberson. And the thing about Luchez Purifoy and Roberson are actually, they're younger players. They're gonna have a lot of time to develop because they left college 1 year early. I believe they're junior redshirts. I'm just going to take a little look on my list right here and see. Okay, yeah. So Jackson Jeffcoat, DN, going to Seattle. He's probably not going to start right away, but again, he's a 4th to 5th round type of player projected, and if any team in the NFL can develop a defensive player that wasn't highly regarded in the draft and develop him into a productive player, in Seattle. You look at Malcolm Smith from last year. He won the Super Bowl MVP. Super Bowl MVP. He went in the 7th round out of USC. So I think that could have been a steal. I also believe that another really underrated signing right here, Jordan Lynch, quarterback out of Northern Illinois, going to the Chicago Bears. Obviously, I don't think he can play quarterback, and I don't think that's why he was brought onto the roster. I think that he's going to be a utility guy. He can play a little bit of wide receiver, maybe, more likely running back, and then be in packages for quarterback. I don't see, because Mark Trestman's an offensive genius. Okay, you gotta understand that he's he's a mad scientist over there in Chicago, and I think that they brought in a hometown boy. Northern Illinois and Chicago, really close, and I also think that he's gonna be used valuable. He's gonna be valuable. If he can develop as a running back, he could be dangerous. Just watch out. He was a better running back last year for Northern Illinois than he was a passer. So that's something to look out for. Another player going to Seattle that's really interesting is safety Dion Bailey out of USC. Again, they develop players. They know how to take the smallest talent and turn it into something manageable and startable. And Dion Bailey, he's a little bit raw, but again, if he can be developed, he could be a starter or somebody who gets a lot of playing time. And now I want to touch on somebody, let's take a little bit off topic right here, who hasn't been signed. That's Colt Lyella out of Oregon. He's got a lot. Saying that he has off the field issues is a major understatement. He has a lot of problems off the field, a lot. But if a team needs a tight end, and they get him to get on board, and stay clean and work hard, he could be a talented tight end in this year in the NFL. His physical abilities are off the charts for a tight end. He could have been a second round, third round pick if he, didn't have all these issues. And so, if a team wants to take a chance on him and they get him on board, watch out for Colt Lyella, folks. As I look over here, I just don't see a lot of talent left that I haven't discussed already. You could say Adrian Hubbard, linebacker out of Alabama, going to the Green Bay Packers could be something, but I don't know. That's just something you're gonna have to wait and see. A lot of quarterbacks went undrafted and then they got picked up, and yeah, I just don't see him. The quarterbacks that got picked up in unrestricted or undrafted rookie quarterbacks, I just don't see him doing a lot. Quarterbacks that get drafted don't even do a lot most of the time, if they're in the later rounds. So we'll have to see, obviously. But that was the insight. That was the breakdown of all your undrafted free agent signings. If you like what you heard, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment if I missed somebody and you want me to touch on that topic a little bit. Yeah, just comment and I'll give my feedback. Don't worry about that. And until next time, I'll see you later, YouTube.